Are you where you should be in life based on your age, gender, or culture? Does the life you're living consist of what you truly desire or what society is telling you that you should attain and be happy with? After being laid off last year for the fourth time and feeling a range of emotions as a result, I had to take a step back and evaluate my own situation. How did I wind up unmarried, houseless, childless, jobless, and feeling hopeless in my 40s? And was it really as bad as it sounds? By nature, I'm a very curious person who likes variety, but I also genuinely find joy in simple things, like an abnormally mild day in the fall or hearing a baby laugh. I had always felt very enthusiastic about my life, spirituality, relationships, and the path I was on. But I woke up one day and literally felt blah. All of a sudden, nothing felt good or brought me joy. No food, no music, no interaction, nothing. For the next 3 years, I was in a trance. Not so extreme that I didn't want to be here. I knew I wanted life, but I couldn't see a vision for what a happy life in the moment or in the future would look like. So I was just existing, not feeling or expressing many real emotions besides sadness, some fear, and pity. Almost every experience I had was just me going through the motions. I got a job that paid well and allowed me to travel, even taking me to London, all expenses paid for a week. I started dating a guy that I had an instant chemistry with, which was a first for me. I had supportive family and friends and a home that I loved. Things were going good, and technically, I should have been really happy. But I wasn't. So, what was the problem and when did it start? It took me some time to figure out, but I realized that the pandemic changed me. In addition to being isolated, I was consuming more social media and television than I ever had in my life, and absorbing all of the fear and conventional messages that I was seeing of what a good life consisted of. The result was that I now had fears about the state of the world and my own life, and unknowingly allowed myself to believe that life would feel more safe and just be better if I secured a 9 to 5 with a good company that I could grow with and make a high salary, found a partner to do life with, bought a house, saved for retirement, started a family, and purchased things that symbolized stability. And I'm not saying that wanting or having any of that is wrong, but was it right for me? For a good 3 years, I was just off, and here's what I noticed. I was consumed with consumerism. I had more disposable income and was spending it as a means to comfort myself. I adopted an at least mentality. None of it was fulfilling, but it did make me feel some sort of comfort to know that at least I had something. Under the influence of people and things outside of me, I developed drunken dreams. I found myself wanting things that held no value to me genuinely, but because certain images had been drilled into my brain, I began chasing a dream that was not what I truly wanted. This was one of the hardest periods of my adult life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and even physically. I was dealing with constant discomfort in my hip and leg and found out that I had fibroids, which I have thankfully already had removed. I felt so disconnected from myself and from God, but it was too painful to sit still and really figure out what was happening. So I just kept pushing forward miserably until now. I don't blame anyone or anything for the state I was in for the past 3 years, and I took full responsibility for getting myself out of it. I allowed myself to be still and quiet, prayed more, journaled, and paid attention to why I was operating the way that I was so that I could change it. The truth is, I've always marched to the beat of my own drum. I'm not a joiner, and I don't like cliques. My nature is not to work a meaningless 9 to 5 just for a paycheck. I don't appreciate surface level relationships of any kind, and trying to maintain them takes way too much energy. After living in a studio apartment for so many years, I now know that I don't want a big house, and I may not want home ownership at all in the end. When I come home to a clean, peace-filled space, knowing that I don't have to bathe, feed, or give attention to anyone but myself, I feel relieved. My life has never been picture perfect, but it isn't supposed to be. And it's not supposed to be measured by a standard that a society who is so lost itself sets. I'm happiest when I'm following my heart and creating my own path, no matter how unconventional it may seem. Don't get me wrong, we will all be influenced by the world around us. That's inevitable. But it's important to take what makes sense for our lives, our personalities, our desires, no matter how they are perceived, make that our own and leave the rest behind. I like to think about my life in 7 categories: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, personal, environmental, social, relational, and financial. I've been working on all categories, but spiritual has been the main focus because I know that when I'm in better alignment with the Creator, everything feels so much better. I was gifted an aura photograph and reading recently, and my results reassured me that I'm on the right path. The reader basically said that I'm in my own dream world, and I thought, finally. As we enter into another period of uncertainty where the media is pumping out news to keep us feeling fearful, chaotic, and hopeless, I want to remind you that nothing lasts forever. We always bounce back, and I'm encouraging you to check in with yourself regularly to make sure you're living a life that you truly want and not just mimicking another perfect picture. That's what I'll be doing from here on. So until next time.